Snoop Dogg has navigated the hip-hop landscape like few others, but his recent decision to perform at a Donald Trump event has thrown fans into a frenzy. How did we get from "Drop It Like It's Hot" to the controversial Snoop performing for Trump? For years, Snoop has either mocked or criticized the former president, so what's behind this unexpected turn? Let's dive into the puzzling saga of Snoop Dogg's latest venture and unravel the shocking layers behind this surprising performance. The performance. When Snoop Dogg agreed to perform at Donald Trump's crypto ball, the hip-hop community collectively gasped. Known for his outspoken views and sharp critiques of Trump, Snoop's shift from critic to entertainer at a Trump-led event left many wondering what could possibly compel him to take the stage. As the lights dimmed and the crowd roared, Snoop delivered a set that was both nostalgic and electrifying. Yet, the thrill of the performance was underscored by confusion. Was he endorsing Trump? Or merely using the opportunity to reach new fans in a constantly evolving music landscape? After the show, social media exploded with mixed reactions. Some fans cheered, reveling in the chance to hear classic tracks, while others felt betrayed, lost in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions as they tried to reconcile the Snoop they admired with the one performing for a controversial figure. Words like sellout and hypocrite flew fast, but beneath the surface, a deeper question simmered: could Snoop be walking a fine line between artistry and political stance? As the camera flashed and the crowd chanted his name, one thing was clear: this performance wasn't just about music, it was a pivotal moment that might redefine how fans view Snoop Dogg moving forward. But that wasn't the whole story. Backlash and fallout. The backlash against Snoop Dogg was swift and fierce. Within hours of his performance at the Trump crypto ball, fans took to social media to express their outrage. Approximately 600,000 followers hit the unfollow button on his Instagram account, a stark indicator of the disapproval brewing among his fanbase. Many felt betrayed, questioning how someone who once used his voice to stand against Trump's policies could now align himself with the former president. The reactions didn't stop at social media. Industry insiders began voicing their discontent, suggesting that Snoop's actions were more than a mere performance. They were viewed as a betrayal to the values he had previously championed. Critics argued that he had compromised his integrity for an event that many saw as embroiled in controversy and divisiveness. What once seemed like harmless entertainment now appeared to carry a heavy weight of implications, and the ramifications for Snoop seemed to loom larger every hour. Moreover, the fallout sparked intense debates about celebrity responsibility and accountability. Fans couldn't help but wonder, were artists obligated to take a stand, or was it acceptable to separate their artistry from their political beliefs? Snoop found himself at the center of a swirling storm of opinions, and it was clear that not everyone was willing to forgive or forget. The stage was set for a louder conversation about loyalty, authenticity, and the fine line between art and politics. Criticism from former allies. As the news of Snoop Dogg's performance at the Trump event spread, it didn't take long for criticism to pour in from his former allies and fellow entertainers. D.L. Hughley, a prominent comedian and longtime friend of Snoop, was particularly vocal, calling out the rapper for what he saw as a betrayal of values. Hughley questioned why Snoop would align himself with someone who has often promoted divisive rhetoric, expressing disappointment in Snoop's apparent shift in priorities. Anna Navarro, a political commentator, also voiced her feelings, stating that Snoop's actions sent a confusing message, especially to young fans who have looked up to him as an icon. She reminded audiences of Snoop's past strong stances against injustices, emphasizing that it's troubling to see someone with such influence disregard these beliefs for the sake of performance. The once tight-knit celebrations of hip-hop culture are now clouded by doubt. Former allies seem to be grappling with the reality that someone they once admired has compromised his platform for what many perceive as superficial reasons. This criticism reveals deeper questions about loyalty, authenticity, and the real cost that comes with celebrity status, uncharted waters that even Snoop might not have anticipated when he decided to take the stage that night. But just when you think the dialogue has reached its peak, there are whispers that hint at future collaborations that could shift the musical landscape even further. Social media and hypocrisy. After Snoop Dogg's controversial performance, social media erupted with reactions that highlighted the apparent incongruence in his choices. Users quickly resurrected old clips of Snoop vehemently criticizing fellow artists who took the stage for Trump in the past. Hashtags like #sellout and #SnoopHypocrisy began trending, signaling a collective outrage that magnified the stark contrast between his past statements and present actions. Memes flooded platforms, showcasing side-by-side comparisons of Snoop's passionate speeches against Trump and his recent willingness to perform at his event. Critics were relentless in underscoring the irony of a man who once labeled others as disingenuous, now stepping into the spotlight for a figure he once derided. It wasn't just about the performance, it felt like a betrayal to many who held on to Snoop's once staunch values. The broader implications of social media quickly surfaced. Conversations ignited about how artists, particularly in hip-hop, are often scrutinized for their political affiliations. Many users pointed out that Snoop's case wasn't isolated, it reflected a recurring theme in the industry where personal ambitions sometimes overshadow integrity. How often do artists bend their morals in pursuit of fame and fortune? The digital discourse became a battleground for fans to voice their frustrations, but more importantly, it served as a critical reminder of the shifting sands of celebrity loyalty. Yet, in the midst of the backlash, some defended Snoop, arguing that artists must evolve and adapt in an ever-changing landscape. They posited that his performance could have been a statement on bridging divides rather than succumbing to political divides. Regardless of the interpretation, the scrutiny on Snoop Dogg underscores a significant moment in the music industry where accountability and authenticity are put to the test, sparking renewed discussions about ethics in art, especially under the glaring spotlight of social media. The prevailing question remains, can an artist truly separate their work from their ideals? As Snoop reflects on the chaos that surrounded his performance, the notion of hypocrisy lingers, forcing him and many others to reconsider where they stand in the realm of morality and artistry. When we talk about industry double standards, it's hard not to notice how uneven the playing field can be. Female artists, in particular, often find themselves enduring harsher scrutiny for their political beliefs and affiliations. Take Michelle Branch, for instance. When she expressed her political opinions and decided to perform for causes she believed in, she faced a deluge of backlash that felt disproportionate and relentless. In stark contrast, Snoop Dogg's recent appearance at a Trump-related event has sparked debate, but it seems to have resulted in a surprisingly lenient response from the industry. Many fans took to social media to express their outrage, but the consequences for Snoop seem to pale compared to what women like Michelle have dealt with. The disparity raises a critical question: why do male artists often escape the kind of intense backlash that their female counterparts experience for similar acts? Social media users have been quick to highlight this hypocrisy, underscoring how unfair these standards can be. It begs the larger question, what does this say about our societal values and expectations of male versus female artists in the music industry? As we navigate through these discussions, we must consider whether artists are truly able to use their platforms freely or if they're still bound by the chains of antiquated views. And what's even more perplexing is how this double standard mirrors broader societal norms, leaving us questioning if the music industry is really ready for a change at its core. As we unpack the layers of Snoop Dogg's controversial performance, one thing becomes clear: the music industry is a complex web of choices, friendships, and ideologies. Fans are left grappling with a sense of betrayal, while the industry continues to navigate its double standards. With so much backlash against Snoop, we have to wonder if this will spark a wider conversation about accountability in hip-hop or if it's just a fleeting moment of outrage. The silence that follows his controversial choices raises more questions than it answers. Is Snoop simply chasing the next paycheck, or is there something deeper at play in his willingness to cross lines he once fiercely defended? As we reflect on this multifaceted situation, It challenges us to rethink our own perceptions of loyalty and integrity in an ever-shifting landscape. What does it truly mean to stand for what you believe in when the stakes are this high? Only time will tell how this will ultimately define Snoop's legacy and the industry at large.